How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. This is your first time on this live stream. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate it. On this channel, we talk about geopolitics. We talk about the travel space. If those are the type of things you like to hear, you came to the right place. You definitely came to the right place. What's up? You calling me the pimp? Yeah. Sometimes I don't feel like it though. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Marcus, you always there, brother. No matter how big this channel gets, man, you always be number one to me, bro. You always be number one. Just gonna wait for more people to come into the live stream and we can get going. I got some very interesting news to talk about today. Let me see, we got 4 people. I'm doing a mic check, mic check. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the comment section. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the comment section that you can hear me. Doing the mic check now, mic check. I see there's 4 people on there. Just put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Sister Antoinette, how are you doing, sister? You doing okay? We got to talk. I got to call you. I talked to our brother yesterday. And I'm going to call him and check on him again tomorrow, okay? Good to see you. Wow, good to see you. Just got home from work. I just got home from work. The updates on the YouTube channel. YouTube say I can. They told me to make the modifications on the channel, and they say I can apply for my monetization in June. I gotta wait till June before I can even appeal anything on the monetization. But some of you all know that my YouTube monetization has been suspended. But if you want to make a donation to the channel, you can on my Cash App and on my PayPal. Matter of fact, when this live is over, I will put it in the description. Hey, what's up, Jay? JT, what's happening? What's happening? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing great. Let me see. Say that it costs because of the time that you. I say that because good because at that time you'll be. Well, we'll see. I got a lot of bills to pay. Got a lot of bills to pay. We'll see what happened. But I got some very important news to tell you guys before we get into the meat of this live. The situation in Iran is not going well. The war is not going well. I just found out that Trump had ordered them to attack their energy infrastructure in Iran. And that is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Hey, what up, Brian? What's up, man? What's up? That is not a good thing to attack the grid. We are in a lot of trouble. I'm going to tell you this. The longer that we stay over there, the more deeper trouble that we're going to get into. Because Iran shows no sign of backing down at all. Both sides actually seem no backing down. And what I just found out is just American forces has attacked one of their grids, their major power grid. It could be a nuclear power plant grid that they attacked. So Iran gave a very dire warning. They say if you attack our infrastructure, our soft infrastructure like water desalination plants, and you start attacking the grid and all those really very important infrastructures in Iran, They say they will open up the gates of hell. That's what they said. That's what they said. So the situation in Iran is not going well. It's not going well. I don't mean to bring bad news or anything. I don't mean to, you know, be gloom and doom, but you're going to expect the price of oil to go up even higher, and the price of gasoline, the price of food, and everything is going to be affected. It's going to be affected by this, you know. So I'm just saying that this is going to be a very rough ride. This is going to be a very rough ride. I've been talking about this situation for many months. I've been telling you all um, to get prepared. That this was going to happen. So the situation over this is not looking good at all. It's not looking good. It's like both sides. It's like, matter of fact, the foreign minister of Iran said that he doesn't want a ceasefire. He does not want no ceasefire. He said they're gonna fight to the end. They're gonna end this. You know what I'm saying? So that is a bad, bad, bad sign. And then another thing that's really scared me, and this is about traveling. I don't know if you all heard, but ICE is taking over for the TSA. So now you're going to be going to the airports and you have ICE agents walking around and doing the TSA, checking your luggage and all that stuff. Yeah, ICE is going to be checking your luggage. So now I see ICE walking around asking people, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be very, very nerve wracking. ICE is taking over for the TSA right now in the airports, but I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know. It's like the travel industry has really been almost like it's being targeted or something. I don't know. It's almost if it's almost if they don't want to see you travel or something. They don't want to see you leave the country or something. Say you may have to worry. You may have gold stocks. Wait a minute. Also, gold stocks have been going down. Yeah, gold stocks been going down too. Yeah, yeah, gold has been going down. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. My portfolio has been looking very, very bad. I said so far already. I'm gonna be honest with you. So far, I probably have lost maybe 20 to 30% of my investment of my stocks and stuff that I own because what you guys going to see. Let me tell you this that you guys need to know. And this is very important. Before don't get me wrong. We're getting ready to get into the meat of the content, of this video. But I just want to give y'all some information before we jump on the next subject. I have heard from some of the big financial companies, industries, that there's going to be a market correction. What is a market correction? Well, a lot of your portfolio, if you have retirement, if you have a pension that you've been, paying on since you've been working, most places that you work, they do start you off with a pension. And some people start their own pension. A pension is basically made of, it has like ETFs, they have bonds, and they have stocks and things that they invest in or in your portfolio with your pension, you know. But this is what I've heard, okay? And I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to inform you that there is going to be a market correction. Okay, what is a market correction? A market correction is, let's say, if I bought me a pair of Nikes for $100, okay? They say I paid for a pair of Nikes for $100, but sometimes people they make the price higher than really what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Instead of those Nikes really worth maybe $100, they could be only worth maybe $70 or $60. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stocks and bonds that you invest in, a lot of it is over, how can I say, overpriced. Okay? It's overpriced. So a market correction is like, you may have $200,000 in your 401k or in your pension, but when the market correction happens, then that 400,000 maybe become maybe 350,000. It all depends on how much the market corrects. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This war, this war is draining billions of dollars out of people's retirement. Let me see. Your bro dog want to collaborate, but the only problem is that you can't speak. Yeah, you still down. Okay. But it also depends on where you get your shoes from online, or do they overcharge more? Right. I'm just giving you a just an example. That's all. Yeah, it all depends on where you get them, but I'm just saying a correction is that, like you said, your portfolio have, you may say, oh, wow, I got $400,000 for my retirement. But when the market correction happens, your retirement, you can lose half. You can lose half. You can lose your 400,000 can go down to 200,000. It all depends on how severe this is going to be. But I am actually watching my retirement dissolve, evaporate. You know, so far it's been over at least 20 or 30%, and that's scary. That's scary. Let me see. Yeah, reset. Right, Marcus. You're right. Tony, you going to have to take Social Security this year and run to Colombia. Well, I got some news on Social Security that you should know. Okay? I just found out from some, information that I get. I'm trying to pass this information from you all. Our country is in big trouble. Financially, fiscally, we are in big trouble. We are $38 trillion in debt. And we can barely pay the interest on the debt. I think we add like $1.3 trillion every year just on interest. Yeah, retirement dropped like 23%. Yeah, it's a big correction going on, Smooth Life. And what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm thinking about getting StreamYard back on again, because there's too much stuff I need to be really telling you guys really what's happening out here. I need to be able to show y'all some videos. So maybe on the next live, I may have StreamYard back again. But we are in big financial trouble. And this war costs billions of dollars every day that we're over there. Those aircraft carriers, those troops, all those American assets over there in the Persian Gulf. That stuff costs millions of dollars. And all those Patriot missiles, the defense missiles that we give Israel and all those, they say just one of those missiles costs up to $5 million. Each time that Iran sends a rocket or sends a ballistic missile or anything towards Israel, Israel has what you call the Iron Dome, in which they have Patriot missiles. They're supposed to prevent them from being struck by these missiles. And those missiles are very extremely expensive. $5, $6, $7 million each time they fire one of those bad boys up there. So you do the math. Do the math. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell y'all this before I get into the meat of this video. I'm gonna tell y'all this. If this war continues, the whole global economy will be in trouble. Okay? The whole global economy can collapse. Okay? Because they're basically just blowing up all those refineries over there. Those liquid natural gas, all that stuff. They have over there those facilities that process all of these natural gases and fertilizers. They're blowing all that stuff up. And you know how important fertilizer is? You know how important that stuff is that goes through there? You're talking about a global collapse. That means people are going to go hungry. Okay? In theory, in the terms of the world wars, South America has never directly been in one. Arguably, and Australia and New Zealand are the safest continents in terms of foreign wars. But the problem is they depend on cheap energy, those countries. And in order to grow vegetables and to grow grain and everything, you need fertilizer. You need fertilizer. And Iran said that they have no problems collapsing the economy. Matter of fact, let me tell you this. The longer they keep the Strait of Hormuz blocked and keeping ships from going through the Strait of Hormuz, the global economy loses billions of dollars every day. They keep that Strait of Hormuz closed. They lose billions of dollars. The global economy loses billions of dollars. Every day this continues. But what's really concerning about this situation, no side is backing down. They don't even want to come to they don't want to talk. Because Iran said, because they were attacked first, during negotiations, they were attacked. And this was the second time that they were attacked. So they said no more talking, no more ceasefire. Before this war stops, they said they want to see evidence on the ground. They want to see evidence on the ground. They want all U.S. bases in the Persian Gulf gone. They want them gone. You talk about Kuwait, the United Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Jordan, all those Gulf states over there, they said they want no American bases on those places in Saudi Arabia or Jordan, United Emirates, all those places where they have U.S. bases because they said Iran said that they are launching missiles. Those those countries are complicit of doing harm to their country. And they say they want reparations for the damage that was caused since the war. And you know America is not going to pay no reparations. You know they're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. And they're not going to walk away from all those bases over there. If the U.S. will walk away from those U.S. bases and all those countries over there, those Gulf countries, the petrodollar will be dead. The petrodollar will be gone. And American influence in the Middle East would be disaster. But yeah, on the Social Security tip, I don't know if I just mentioned this. Somebody asked about Social Security. Yes, at 60, I will be 62 this year, which would put me eligible for Social Security. But here's the big problem with Social Security. I got some information. I hope this is not true. I got some information that in 5 years, the Social Security system will be insolvent. What do I mean by insolvent? That means Social Security is becoming bankrupt. And the longer this war continues, it's going to bankrupt a whole lot of other stuff. So I don't know. It looked from what it looks like that there won't be no retirement. You're gonna be working until you die. Because I'm watching my portfolio just dissolve right in front of me. Every day I go and I check the stock market, I just cringe every time I look at it and just watch the stock. I'm just watching it just go down and down and down. I at least lost 23, at least 30% of my retirement has been dissolved already. Yep, so the only thing we could do is just pray. That's all we can do. Okay. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Okay, let's jump into the meat of this video, of this live stream. We're going to talk about the $40 scam, and we're going to talk about this guy that he cheated on his wife. He went to Thailand, cheated on his wife with a Thai girl. Almost ruined his marriage. And we're going to talk about how he really messed up. And I'm not here to troll on this individual, but I just want you all to see some of the mistakes that he made. You know, let me tell you about what happened to me about a few weeks ago. And you have to really be careful. You have to really be careful about these scams out here. There are a lot of people that's out here scamming. Let me see. The stock market typically goes down a bit each year around January to March. to correct itself. Yeah, but this we are in a war. We are at war, and it's a very nasty war too. We got a lot to lose, and we're going to deal with very as the energy prices go up. You know that the food price is going to go up with it. Okay, so let me tell you about what happened and what you have to be careful of. That happened the other day. Um, these social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook. Um, there's another one called let me see, Instagram, TikTok. You have to really be careful on these apps because there's a lot of people who try to scam you on there. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I'm usually don't be on social media that much. I do talk to people on Instagram because some of y'all have my Instagram and we talk sometimes. But there's another social media that's called Lemon. I don't know if you ever heard of that before. Okay. And I'm not on it that much. I usually post on Instagram sometimes. I mostly do most of all my um, social media posting on YouTube. But sometimes I may post things on Instagram also. So Instagram, sometimes I may post stuff on TikTok too. But my two main ones is Instagram and YouTube. Okay. But I was on this social media platform called Lemon. And some person tried to get in contact with me. This young lady, beautiful young lady, sent me a message. And me and her began to talk, going back and forth, with each other, and she sent me some pictures and things. And when I looked at the pictures looked like they could be AI, you know. They could have been AI. I looked at it, I said, yeah, these pictures, well, I wasn't for sure, but, I was still like, kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this is real, but I talked to the person anyway, okay? So what they do is they say, okay, hey, let's talk on WhatsApp, okay? So she gave me her phone number. She gave me her phone number, and we began to talk on WhatsApp. So she said, oh, where are you from? I said, I'm from Detroit. And she said, oh, okay, okay, that's nice. I said, where are you from? At first, she didn't say nothing for a while. And then she came back and then she said, oh, I'm from Detroit too, but I live in Troy, Michigan. Because here in Detroit, you got Detroit, which is a large city, but you got suburbs that surrounds it. Like you got Royal, you got Livonia, you got Farmington, you got Inkster, you got Dearborn, you got all these other cities that surround Detroit. But usually when we go out, when we go out like different places, like out of Michigan or something, and people ask where you're from, we'll say we're from Detroit because they're not familiar with the smaller cities that surrounds Detroit. So here's where the scam comes in at. She said, when do you want to meet? I said, well, when do you want to meet? Maybe we can meet for lunch or something, have lunch together. She said, sure, okay, that sounds good, okay. But this is where the scam comes at. She said, can you send me $40 so I can put some gas into my car? I said, $40 for us to meet? Say, yeah, I need $40. I need $40. I don't, the gas prices are very high. And I need 40 for gas so I could come and visit you and come meet you. Let me see what you say, Marcus. Yeah, there's a lot of scammers. Yeah. Yeah, I gave her my other number, not my main number. I have two numbers. I don't give her my personal number. So she's trying to talk about, yeah, I could come visit you if you give me $40 so I can be able to travel to see you. That's a scam. That's a scam. And you'd be surprised how many people fall for stuff like that. And you won't believe probably how many people that she's talking to, or even if it's a she. So what they do is you send them the money, but it'll be no show. That's what it is. So be careful with that. And then you got this other scam. This is a Tinder scam that you may be talking with somebody and then y'all decide to meet for a date or something. And then she will send you something, say, oh, you know what? I want to look nice for you. I want to get my nails done. I want to get my hair done. I want to get this done. Can you send me $200? Because I want to look nice for you. You want me to look nice for you, don't you? Another scam. But you'll be surprised. You will be surprised of how many people get scammed that way. Never, if you meet a person or if you're talking to a person and the first thing they talk about is money, that you send them something, stop connection with that person immediately. Let me read some of these comments. Let me see. Yeah, I got her picture. Yeah, I do have her picture. Because you know what? I think it was AI. So what they do, see, this was the scam, what they do. They get these AI photos and they will create a profile of a beautiful female. Okay? And they will talk to you, send you pictures and stuff, but it's really not a person. It's a person, but it may be a male that you're talking to. And a lot of these scams come out of Nigeria. Yep, that happens a lot on dating apps. Yes, yes, absolutely. I just think about it. If she get 100 people to send her $40, I mean that's a lot of money. Let me say, you to say that they should know better, but because you're old enough to know better, doesn't mean you know better. Yeah, according to the FBI, according to the FBI, romance scams claim over close to maybe $100 million a year. $100 million. You remember that video I did with you guys, the other live stream about the man who got scammed out of $500,000 from a dating Ukrainian app, website. Remember that? He lost $500,000. Let me get something to drink. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh boy. Yep, he lost $500,000. what was so sad about that, he never even met the girl. He never even met her in person. Never met her. Lost $500,000, $500,000 on a Ukrainian dating website. But if you meet anyone, everybody, always remember this. If you meet anybody that you're talking to, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth about their hard times and their money, that they need something, oh, I need you to do this, I need you to, my grandfather is sick in the hospital and he needs it. Don't fall for it, man. Do not fall for it. Do a favor for me, everybody. Hit that like button for me, okay? And subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel, okay? Please help me out. Let me see. I'm talking about to a scammer now. I think on Interplaces, lots of laugh. Okay. I usually say that they should know better. Yeah. You'd be surprised the amount of people that get scammed out there. And some of these people are criminals. Some of these scammers are criminals. Well, they are criminals. Yep, a lot of them are criminals. Yes, they are. So, all right, we're going to get into this other part of the video. There was a guy that went to Thailand. He cheated on his wife. Okay. This is kind of a sad situation because one thing I don't understand is what type of power do those women have over there in Thailand that so many men make such very foolish mistakes. They do it in the Philippines, they do it in Colombia, they do it in Brazil. I don't know what it is, but they just lower their defenses completely and allow people just to make complete fools out of them. Salute. Bandana Travel, what's up? Bandana, what's happening, bro? It is so good to see you, brother. Y'all see this guy, Bandana Travel, on here? If you are going to Cartagena, he is the man that you should connect with. He has a channel called Bandana Travel. So go and subscribe to his channel. If you want to know anything about Cartagena, Colombia, he knows the ins and outs about what to do, what not to do, how to date, what not. I haven't known anything to ever happen to him over there. So Bandana Travel is an honor to see you again, sir. But you know what? I haven't been getting none of your notifications on your channel either. I'm going to check it out. Okay? I'm going to go on your channel. I'm going to check it out because I really miss your channel. Yeah, Cartagena for the win. But Bandana Travel, I'm getting really nervous about what's happening with this war, man. And you got ICE all over the airports and stuff now. Okay, you drop every Friday at 3 p.m. Okay, cool. Okay. I'll make sure I'll be there, sir. I'll make sure I'll be there. Yep, I'll be back traveling real soon. But I'm just really nervous about what's happening in the Middle East right now because both sides is not backing down at all. It's like they going all in. Yeah, 100, brother. 100. It's good to see you. So where are you going next? I want to go back to Medellin again to see Cookie. I do. I really want to go back. I talked to her today, matter of fact. I talked to her today. I talk to her every day. And she's wondering when I'm coming back. Yeah, she's been wondering when I'm coming back. So, okay, I'm going to get into this other video. And I'm going to do a commentary on it. And I'm going to point out all the mistakes that was made. Not here to troll anybody, not here to belittle anybody. But that's what this channel is for. I help bring the truth out. You know what I'm saying? Show you guys the truth of what's going on out here, okay? Because I don't want none of you all to make the same, make those serious mistakes like losing your whole retirement or allow someone to take advantage of you, okay, or manipulate you. This guy, he had a wife and kids, and he got involved with a Thai girl, and he was about to marry her. But this what happened. Check this out.
I went to Pattaya for a 2-week holiday with my friends. By the end of everything, I had proposed to a 21-year-old Thai girl that worked on Soy 6. I promised her family 1 million baht, a house, and monthly payments. All of this while my wife and kids back in the UK had no idea what I was doing. So, a little bit about...
So you remember this girl is 21 years old. 21 years old. And he's 60. Okay, a 60-year-old man dating a 21-year-old. Like I said, I'm not trolling on nobody. Okay? But 21 years old, and you're 60, I don't know. But you have to be very careful with that. But this guy was already married with a wife and 2 kids back at home. Okay?
Me. My name is Graham. I'm from the UK. I am 56 years old.
56,
I have been married for almost 20 years and I have 2 children. This whole mess started when I was 51.
Wait, but you said... you said it sounds like a clown. I told you guys I wasn't going to troll nobody on this live. You say he sounds like a clown. Okay, y'all need to stop. I'm going to end this live. Y'all going to be talking this way, okay? I'm not trying to make a... oh, man. I'm not trying to make a clown out of nobody. I'm trying to teach you guys how not to make these very serious mistakes. And this happened. What's so crazy about this? This happens all the time. All the time. And I just don't understand why.
I had been invited last minute on a trip to Pattaya by two of my close friends, Mark and Lee. We had always been close friends, but due to life, we hadn't seen each other in a while. And taking a trip together would have brought back so many memories and allowed us to catch up like the old days. This was my first time in Thailand, but because we were going to a city that has a massively bad reputation, I told the missus that we were actually going to Krabi, a more relaxed beach place. I didn't exactly want her to know that me and two of my guy friends would be spending a few weeks in Pattaya.
See, already he's lying to his wife. That's a red flag right there. You never lie to your wife. That's not right. I believe if, like I said, I'm not trolling nobody or anything. I'm not making him look bad or anything like that. I'm just trying to put the truth out. You never should lie to your spouse, your wife. Say that you're going one place, but you're going to another. That's not cool. Because would you want your wife lying to you?
She gave me the all clear, and this was about 2 days before we were actually meant to go. We had always talked about going, but kept putting it off. This was the only time all three of us had a few weeks free at the same time. That's why everything was so last minute. I couldn't wait to get going. I packed all of my stuff, said goodbye to the missus and the kids, and before I knew it, I was on a plane bound for Bangkok. It was great being back out with some friends again. Life had become a routine. Work, back home, cook for the wife and kids, sleep, and just repeat. For the first time in a while, I had no worries. On the way from Bangkok to Pattaya, even the taxi driver got involved with the excitement, telling us what goes on in Pattaya, having a laugh with us, and just made the whole trip a lot more fun. We had booked a really decent hotel on Soy Diana, and it seemed to be close to all of the action. I could actually see LK Metro and Soy Baikal from my hotel balcony. We obviously weren't in the hotel much after checking in the first night.
Mm-hmm.
We went straight out to a bar on LK Metro and were just catching up on old times. It had been about 2 years since we all seen each other properly, so it was good to have a catch-up. Now, this was my first time in Pattaya, as were my friends, so everything was a real eye-opener for us. The names of the bars, the amount of women walking around outside, and not to mention the girls inside of the bar. It was blowing my mind, and it was only my first night. I remember thinking to myself, this is the life. The first night, we only did a little bar hop on LK Metro and didn't make it much further than that. We were shattered and, believe it or not, went back to our rooms alone. The next day was a different story though. That day, we all wanted to go down to Soy 6 and see what all the hype was about. We'd seen the videos, the stories, and now wanted to see it for ourselves. This is where my brain turned off. While we were sat in one of the many bars on Soy 6, I clocked this absolute stunning young girl across the bar.
All right, here we go. Okay. Red flag. This is another red flag. Never date a bar girl. Never date a bar girl. Never date a girl that works in those bars. They make the same mistake over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. those women, a lot of those women, not all of them, but a majority of them cares absolutely nothing about you. Only thing they care about is Money. If you're 56 years old and she's 21 years old, more than likely you are going to become a sugar daddy. A sugar daddy.
You know the kind. Long black hair, makeup spot on, just perfect. She was sat eating with the other girls in the bar, so I didn't really know how to get her attention. I asked the older woman in the bar what the deal was here. Again, I did not really know how everything worked here, and the lady I asked turned out to be the mama-san. She told me if I want her to come over, I need to buy her a lady drink. So that is what I did. I asked the mama-san to get her a drink and put it on my bill. She looked over, gave me a smile, and that was it. I was hooked. She came and sat with me and we started talking. She told me that she was 21 years old. Her name was Nam, and she was from up north in Thailand. She told me that she had only been at the bar for 4 months because there was no work where she was. She came to Pattaya to work in a bar to make some extra money so she could send it back to her family just to help out. My mates were ready to leave to go to a different bar.
Yeah. Those girls are looking for a retirement plan. Yep, that's what they're looking for. Yes, they are. When they look at you, a 56-year-old man or a 40-year-old man, whatever, an older man, they're looking at dollars. That's all they're looking at. Just dollars. But the part that I find mysterious is that these guys become so over infatuated with these women. They become so, just really just hooked, line, just hooked on these females. And they only know them, don't even know who they are.
So I asked Nam if she wanted to join us on a pub crawl as we were new to the city. She said she wanted to come, but that I had to pay the bar so she could come with us, which turned out to be around 1,000 baht. We went bouncing around a few bars together. My 2 friends also found some company in the bars, and all of us ended up going our separate ways for some reason. Me and Nam finished the night on a soy just off of Soy Bacow before heading back to the hotel. And that was it after that night. I was already reeled in and hooked in by her. Stupidly, I told her that if she wanted to, I would like to spend the rest of my 2-week holiday with her. She said,
and don't forget, this guy's married and got 2 kids back in the UK.
Yes, and after she texted the mama-san to discuss everything, we went to the bar to pay, and now she was mine for the rest of the holiday. During that time, we were pretty much inseparable. The only time we were apart, pretty much, was when she would go home to get new clothes or had things to sort out. Other than that, we spent the days together, going out to eat together, going on dates together, and when we wasn't dating, she would join me and my friends when we would all go out together, and every day was perfect with her. I was a complete love-struck idiot by then. I was dishing out money left, right and centre on her, spoiling her every chance I got, taking her shopping, buying her clothes, paying for all of our dates, and everything else. My friends could see what a fool I was being, but they just laughed and teased me, thinking it's just a holiday fling and that's all.
So somebody he just met, he's spending all this money on her. He's buying her presents. That's another red flag. He's trying to win her over with money and with gifts. And don't forget, this guy's married. So he lied to his wife. He went somewhere. He told his wife that he was going to one place, but he went to somewhere else. He went to Thailand. Now he's out here cheating with another woman, a young woman, and spending lots of money on her. That's not good.
All it is. To be honest, that's all I thought it would be as well. Just a holiday fling. And then when I get back on that plane to go to my life back in the UK, that would be the end of it. The problem with that was that on my last night in Thailand, me and Nam went out to a nice restaurant for our final date. And she opened up to me, telling me she doesn't want me to leave and wants me to come back as soon as possible. I told her that I will try and come back, but I can't promise anything. In my head, I still thought this would be the end of it when I left. She even cried when me and my friends were leaving to get a taxi. I gave her one final kiss and turned to see my friends laughing at me in the taxi. I also laughed when I got in the taxi, but I knew deep down inside I was in trouble because I had really fallen for this girl. I am a married man with kids and a house. I'm not some young backpacker that can go back whenever they want and have fun however they want. I hadn't even made it to the airport yet, and I'm already on the phone to her, telling her I miss her, I love her, and I call her every day when I get...
Love her? You don't even know her. How can you love somebody that you don't even know? These guys go down there, I just don't understand. They move so freaking fast. They move so fast. Slow down. Slow down.
Get home. Finally, we landed in London, then another 2 hours in the car back home. I was dreading walking through that door. The lads could see the state I was in. They just told me to cop on, said I'd have forgotten all about her by the end of the week. And what was I supposed to do anyway? Not like I had any other options. As soon as I walked through the door to my house, everyone was happy to see me. The kids jumping on me.
Okay, he's back home now. He just met this beautiful girl in Thailand. He's fell in love with her. She's 21 years old. He's 56. So he just came back home to his wife, lied to her again. Yeah.
And my wife giving me a kiss, but I could see instantly that she could see something was up. My heart dropped, thinking she had somehow found out about what I had been up to.
And see, this is another thing too. And this is very important what I'm getting ready to tell you all. See, the thing is, when you go to a foreign country and when you dabble with these women, you don't know what these women got. If he was sleeping around with this girl, okay, and then he leaves Thailand and he goes back home to his wife, I just hope that he doesn't affect her with anything. I say that's what you have to be careful of when you commit an adultery. When you marry, you shouldn't be behaving this way.
She said that I looked down and out and thought I would have reacted differently to seeing her. I just told her it was a long flight and I was dreading going back to work as I had a lot to catch up on. I think she bought it because she didn't ask any questions after that. She just let me relax and chill out.
Yeah, you're right. He want to have his cake and eat it too. He does. Yeah,
A few days
absolutely.
later, my childhood mate Ross was off to the US with his work for a few years. We met up for a farewell beer before he left, and when we met,
Okay, hold on. He's going to, okay, he left Thailand and now he went back home. But check this out.
just a fantasy, but I couldn't get out of it. Anyway, the day after I proposed to her, we went out to buy rings, necklace, and bracelets.
Okay, so what happened was he went back home. He kept thinking about this woman, kept thinking about her over and over and over again in his mind. So he wasn't happy when he came back home with his wife. So he lies to his wife again, telling her that he's going to one place, but he's going back to Thailand to see this woman again. So now he wants to marry this woman.
And I took her shopping. She didn't go crazy when picking out the rings. She'd picked two that were 30,000 baht each, but there were some rings that were well more expensive than that. I was happy with that. I used my personal credit card, the one that the wife didn't know about. Lucky for me, all of my statements were paperless, so no chance of anything turning up in the post. I paid for it, she put it on, and off we went. We went to her bar on Soy 6, where she showed off everything to the other girls and told them about me proposing. You could see that Nam really loved showing off the new jewelry to her friends. While there, we spoke to the mamasat and told her we had plans to go to Isan for a week so I could meet her family. I paid the bar so we could have the full 2 weeks together, and then we just spent the rest of that night drinking and celebrating with her friends. That first night in the bar actually cost me more than all of the shopping we had done earlier. But it didn't matter. I didn't care. I was stupidly in love. That first night was amazing. I just forgot
Red flag again. He said that he's in love. How can you be in love with somebody that you don't know? You don't even know her.
everything back home, and I was happy once again. Being around Nam just made me feel completely different. The energy and the buzz she gave me is hard to describe. The next day, we were back at Bangkok airport getting ready to fly to Isan, and she brings up the sinsod. She told me it's a Thai tradition, something I'd have to talk to her father about. I'd heard of it before, but never really looked into what it actually meant. I told her not to worry and that it's fine. When we got to the airport, one of her guy friends was there waiting for us to take us to her village, which was another 2-hour journey. I actually got along with that guy straight away. He spoke better English than her and loved football, so we had a lot to talk about. We pulled up, and I've got to be honest, the place was proper in the middle of nowhere. I felt a bit intimidated. Her place was like a big shed with an outdoor area where everyone sat and where all the cooking, the laundry, and everything was done. Even the toilet was outside. Everyone was already sat outside when we arrived, and they all made a fuss of me, greeting me, asking me if I wanted to eat, and passing me drinks. Nam walked inside and then came outside with her mum holding a 2-year-old child. Turns out Nam had a kid that she didn't tell me about.
Wow, she has a kid. Didn't even tell him about the kid. Uh-oh, that's another red flag. She had a baby, didn't tell him about the baby. She's not being transparent. Not being transparent. That's a big red flag. You're dating somebody and they have a kid, but they don't tell you about it until you go meet the family. Not good.
Later, she told me that she didn't want me to know in case it scared me off. To be honest, it didn't bother me that she had a kid. What bothered me is that she left him behind while she went to work in Pattaya. I know it's rich coming from me, but I could never have left my kids behind at such a young age. But this is Thailand, and things here are done completely different. I later learned that it's quite normal for girls to go and work in Pattaya. They will leave their children with their parents and then just send money home every week. After all of the introductions, they sat me down with the family, and it just felt surreal.
But that should have been a big red flag there about the kid, because if you're dating a woman and she's not being transparent about that she has a child, then what could be the other things that she could be hiding? That's what you got to think about. Because if they lied to you once, they're gonna lie to you again, and you cannot build a relationship off of lies. Karma. That's right. You're absolutely right. Oh snap. Yep. You should have ended it if you like someone else and it was the wife first. Yeah, he should have. It's just bad the way that he's doing the wife that way. He's out here running around with this girl. And like I said, I'm not here trolling him, trolling nobody or anything like that. I don't do this on the channel, but I just point to you all the red flags of this relationship. It's just moving way too fast. Now he's engaged with her. He's going to meet the family. I mean, just imagine. I mean, this guy is married, got two kids at home, and he's running around, Thailand like he's single. You know,
I couldn't quite believe this was where my life has ended up. That night, I ate like a pig
a
and ate
pig.
things that I had never even
He
considered
said he ate
eating
like a
before.
pig.
I'm talking frogs, insects, and a bunch of other crap.
Wow.
Not my idea of a good meal, but it would have been rude to say no.
Hmm.
After all of that, we went to a guest house that wasn't too far from her parents' place to get settled for the night. She told me that her family plans on having an engagement party for us and that it's tradition that I pay for it all. She said,
Oh, she want more money with the engagement party. And that's what they do. They just soak you out of money, man. They think that over there, they think that you are a walking ATM machine. They do. They do. They think you are just a walking ATM machine. That money, I noticed that. When you go to other countries, it's like they think that you are like money grown trees. Money fall out of the sky. Like you just like a magician. The money disappear. Abracadabra. You can make money disappear.
I would need to spend about 10,000 baht on food and drinks because her whole family and friends would be coming. 10,000 wasn't a lot of money, and I was excited for my first party in Isan, and I wanted to make a good impression on the family, so I was fine with paying. The morning came, and we were still in our own little world, head over heels, living this fantasy. Surprisingly, I felt really at ease in the village. I still hadn't even thought about what's going to happen when I go back home. I realized just how different Nam was from the wife back home. I was so into her, not even thinking about how everything is going to work, or even considering the big age difference. I had been looking online, and I was over the required age to retire in Thailand, so that was always an option if this did ever work out. Anyway, Nam said I needed to have a word with her old man before the party about the sinsod. I was up for it, but then she said he doesn't speak any English. Her uncle, though, he spoke it well enough, so he'd sit in and translate for us. This was a proper awkward moment for me, because she said that she can't be there when we discuss it, nor can any other family member, only her uncle, as he is needed to translate. So she drops me off at the family home while she takes her mum to the market to get all the stuff ready for the party. So I'm there with the father and the uncle, and straight away they crack open a bottle of whiskey. It's early, still early in the day, and I'm not really a whiskey drinker, but you've got to be polite, so I just manned up and got stuck in. Her dad was asking me questions in Thai, and her uncle was translating. What do I do for a living? How much money do I make? How am I going to support his daughter? Am I willing to build a house in Isan? I felt like I was being put on trial, but again, I just put it down to Thai culture, as I knew I would have to be paying for some stuff anyway. After a few whiskies, I started relaxing. Next thing you know, we are all getting on like a house on fire, having a laugh and talking about the football. Turns out the dad is into his sports as well. I really wish we could have understood each other, because I think me and her father would have gotten along really well. And then the Sinsod chat came up. I'd been thinking about it since Nam had told me about it, but I had no clue how it was going to go. The uncle told me the Sinsod is based on a few things. The main one is taking her away from her family. And
it's going to get interesting now. Wait till he demands. Wait till he tells him the demands that he wants from him to marry her daughter.
then various other things such as her looks, her age, and how much money I make. Then he gives me a number, 1 million baht. 1 million baht at that time was around £20,000 or $30,000. My heart just stopped. But
$30,000. They set him up. They set him up.
I couldn't exactly show any reaction while sat in front of the dad and my uncle, but that was way more than I had in my head. I really just had to go with it, but I was honest with them that I don't have that kind of money right now just to give out, but I will have it once we get married. But that wasn't it. Next, they wanted me to buy land, build a house close to them for her and her family, and also to give them money every month. Honestly, her dad was straightforward and blunt. There was no...
Yep, he's been set up. So now they want him. The father wants him to pay him $30,000. And then they want him to buy land. And then they want him to make a monthly payment to the family every month. Let me tell you something. There's no way in the world I'm paying $30,000 for anybody. The minute they mentioned that $30,000, I would have turned around and walked away and said, "Hasta la vista, baby." This guy has a wife and 2 kids at home. And he's considering paying $30,000 for this woman. And they want him to buy land. And they want him to make monthly payments to the family.
No beating around the bush with him. He was very direct. I agreed to all of that, but said we could arrange it all after we get married, to which they accepted. So, to put it in a list, this conversation turned into a 1 million baht dowry, paying for land, building a house, and giving her parents money every month. They seemed happy that I accepted and started celebrating even more.
Yeah, he said they start celebrating more. Yeah, because they thought they about to get $30,000. What I'm trying to show you here, I'm not trying to troll this individual. I'm not trying to make fun of him, anything like that. But there'd be thousands of guys going down there, man, and they'd be making this mistake. And they only see, I'm not saying all the women are like this down there, but quite a few of them are. Quite a few of them are. And they only see you as a paycheck. They don't really love you, the individual. Even the family don't love you. Only thing they see you as a walking ATM machine. Right in there, he should have turned around, got back on the plane, and went back home to his wife. That's what he should have did.
I was relieved, but in the back of my mind, I had no idea how I was actually going to pull off any of this. A few more drinks, and I was completely gone. Nan came to get me as I wanted to sleep it off before the party. And when she got there, I was in a right state. She even struggled to get me back to the guest house. That Thai whiskey is some serious drink. That night, we had a massive party at her family home. There were people coming from all directions, and everyone was having a great time. She introduced me to her mates, both guys and girls, and that's when I realized just how big the age gap was. All her friends were young enough to be my kids, and for the first time, the age difference played on my mind a bit. The next day, I was hungover, so Nan went to have breakfast with her family. When she came back, she told me her dad had a word with her and told her what I'd offered for the sinsod. She asked me about the house and the business that I'd mentioned. She was made up and couldn't believe how fast things were moving. I was a little hungover at the time.
Yeah, it was moving too fast. But let me tell you what he did before I close this out. I'll let you all hear what happened.
There alone was the first time in 2 weeks I'd actually had a chance to sit and think properly. Thinking about my wife and family and everything that had happened, the guilt just rushed over me. Even though I was feeling guilty and knew I shouldn't be doing what I was doing, I was still sat there working out how much I need to send her each month to keep her in the village. And then there was also the other stuff I had agreed to. How much would I actually need to make this relationship work? 30,000 a month for her, then for the land, the house, the business, and whatever else I'd promised the old man on top of that. Then I'm thinking, what about my job? How the hell am I going to make money while I'm in Thailand? Yeah, I could actually get a divorce and retire out there, but after the divorce costs, how much money am I going to actually have left? It was all starting to sink in, and back home, I've got a good woman and 2 kids who didn't ask for any of this madness. Before I went to Thailand for the first time, my life and relationship with my family had been great. I can't believe I had gotten myself into this. What the hell was I thinking the whole time? On the plane home, I actually started doing all of the numbers and writing everything down. How much money I had saved, how much retirement I'd get, how much I'd be spending each month, and what I would be left with.
Okay, he realized that he made a mistake. He realized that this was not going to work, okay? But watch how she responds when he changes his mind.
I just couldn't bring myself to accept that reality. I knew that when I finally did tell her, it wasn't going to be pretty.
Here we
This
go.
girl has sacrificed her job, and I made promises to her family. All of that is going to come crashing down when I finally come clean. Weeks went by, and she's asking when the money is coming, the money that I had promised her.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, I sent her 20,000 baht. She was happy enough with that for now, but I knew I couldn't keep doing it. I had a look at my statements of how much I'd spent over the last couple of months meeting Nam, and it was actually crazy. I spent way more than I should have. There was no way I could afford to keep going like this. I had a mortgage to pay, a wife and kids to look after. The game was up. I was going to have to end it with Nam and call the whole engagement off. I spoke to Ross again and told him everything, even if it made me sound like a complete idiot for doing what I did. His advice was as expected. First, he rightly called me a fool for doing all of this and spending the amount that I did. Next, he told me that I need to call the whole thing off. No matter which way I look at it, someone in this situation is going to get hurt. It was just my choice who that would be. He said the sooner I tell my girl from Thailand that everything needs to stop, the easier it's going to be for me to rebuild my life. He also told me that even when I do break it off with her, the guilt is still going to eat at me. So it's better I come clean to my wife as well and be ready to accept the consequences. Again, he was right. Easier said than done, mind you, but he was totally right. The worry was really getting to me. I couldn't sleep at night. Another week went by, and I knew I couldn't keep it going. So I picked a day, I called her, and I just told her straight. I couldn't leave my kids and move to Thailand. The amount of money I would be spending if I went to Thailand would mean leaving my kids with nothing, and I simply cannot do that. She lost it.
Okay, now listen to her response when he told her that he can't marry her, he can't send her no money anymore, that he has to take care of his family, and he's not going to divorce his wife.
To screaming down the phone, laying
Wow.
into me.
Wow.
And I knew I deserved every single bit of it. She went on for a good 10 minutes. I apologized again and again, but she wasn't done. She really dug into me, telling
Why are you apologizing for? You got nothing to apologize for.
me I had ruined her life and how she is going to lose face and respect everywhere. She told me she can't go back to the bar because she has already quit and that she
No, she didn't quit. She's telling a lie.
has to break it to her family that a new house or business isn't going to be built. After telling me she regrets meeting me and that I'm the worst person she ever met,
Wow.
she hung up on me. I felt absolutely awful because she genuinely was a good girl, and I think she wanted this to work as much as I did.
No, she didn't want it to work. She wanted to scam you. You got out of a big scam.
She sent me a text and warned me that if she ever sees me in Thailand again, she will make sure I am taken care of by some nasty people.
Wow, she's threatened him now. Oh, the real her is about to come out. It's coming out. Wow, the real woman is coming out. See, that's why I told you. That's why I told you. That's why. You can't be moving fast with these women. That's why I told you. Now the real her is coming out now. So, and he's up there apologizing. What are you apologizing for? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't. They go down here, they just lose everything.
And then she will make sure I am deported and blacklisted. For days, I felt absolutely rotten about what I'd done to her. I was still crazy about her.
No, you should be feeling rotten what you did to your wife. You should be feeling rotten for what you done to your wife, not her.
But I just knew it wasn't going to work. For the next week, the text messages kept coming, dozens of them, and they were all nasty. She was still furious with me. They were just full of name calling and threats. She even started talking about my family. So in the end, I just blocked her. I tried to forget the whole thing ever happened and get back to a normal life.
Wow, she was threatening his family now. Now, see, can't you see you have to move real slow with these women? You can't be getting out there jumping around talking about you want to get married and you're going to put, you're going to start a family. You don't even know who she is. But she showed her true colors. True colors.
With the wife and the kids. After a few months of not hearing from her, I get a text from a new number on WhatsApp. It's her saying she is no longer angry at me and understands why I couldn't leave my kids. She said I should never have promised her anything and that she is back in Pattaya working. And although she forgives me for what I did, she hopes to never hear from me again or see me again. I fully understand that, and I thought that was a mature thing for her to say. A few years after I last heard from her, I did reach out to her on Facebook, just out of curiosity. I wanted to see how she was doing. It turns out she's been married twice, cleaned them out both times apparently, and she's on her fourth engagement now to a 56-year-old American.
Wow, you hear that? She's done this 4 times. She's done this 4 times, man. Wow. Yeah, he should be feeling bad for his wife. Yeah. Yep. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. She's done this multiple times. So she was leading him into a big scam. She was scamming him. But he got out of it just in time, though. And he's not feeling bad for what he done to his wife. Yep. I hope he got himself checked out before he got back with his wife, if you know what I mean. Yep. So, all right, guys. I just hope y'all got something out of this live tonight. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. I'm thinking about bringing StreamYard back again. I'm thinking about it. Marcus, it's good to see you. Chris, it's always good to see y'all again. It's good to see everybody again. Say he was showing his true colors towards his wife too. He doesn't love her. No, no. You never treat your wife that way. Never treat your wife that way. I would never treat my wife that way. Never. Never, never, never treat my wife that way. If you have a wife that you don't want to be with, you want to get out there and do this stuff. But I just hope that, because I'm sure that when he was with her, more than likely he probably wasn't wearing protection. You know what I'm saying? He's out there doing that, dipping, and then he goes back to his wife. You know, and she can pick up, you know, I'm just saying. He should have went to the doctor, had himself checked out. Because you don't want to put your wife through nothing like that. And she was lying to him the whole entire time. These people, they liars, man. She was lying to him the whole entire time. You heard what he said? She's done this 4 times. Let me see if I want you to hear that part one more time. One more time what he found out. Hold on.
Me, she can't go back to the bar because she has already quit, and that she has to break it to her family that a new house or business isn't going to be built. After telling me she regrets meeting me and that I'm the worst person she ever met, she hung up on me. I felt absolutely awful because she genuinely was a good girl, and I think she wanted this to work as much as I did.
You should have been feeling that way about your wife, brother.
She sent me a text and warned me that if she ever sees me in Thailand again, she will make sure I am taken care of by some nasty people, and then she will make sure I am deported and blacklisted. For days, I felt absolutely rotten about what I'd done to her. I was still crazy about her, but I just knew it wasn't going to work. For the next week, the text messages kept coming, dozens of them, and they were all nasty. She was still furious with me.
Wow.
They were just full of name-calling and threats. She'd even started talking about my family. So in the end, I just blocked her. I tried to forget the whole thing ever happened and get back to a normal life with the wife and the kids. After a few months of not hearing from her, I get a text from a new number on WhatsApp. It's her saying she is no longer angry at me and understands why I couldn't leave my kids. She said I should never have promised her anything and that she is back in Pattaya working. And although she forgives me for what I did, she hopes to never hear from me again or see me again. I fully understand that, and I thought that was a mature thing for her to say. A few years after I last heard from her, I did reach out to her on Facebook, just out of curiosity. I wanted to see how she was doing. It turns out she's been married twice, cleaned them out.
Married twice, cleaned them out.
Both times apparently, and she's on her 4th engagement now to a 56-year-old American. She said after what I did, she learned a massive lesson and it would never happen again.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm going to get off. Everybody's jumping off here. All right. Well, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this live today. It's good talking to everybody. And you all have a good day. Take care. Thank you. Peace.